Have you ever dreamed of making your own cartoons but just got completely bogged down by how complicated it all seems? Well, this one's for you.
Christmas Eve in New York. The city's all dressed up in lights, but it's got a black heart. Me.
We're about to break
I'm just
down
a
a
rogue
really
detective.
clever workflow.
This town's
It's not about
full of
one
sharks
single
and
magic
monsters
AI
in
tool.
the
Nah,
streets.
it's about combining a few of them in a really smart way to get some, frankly, amazing results. So let's just start with the big question, right? Can AI really make you an animator? I mean, for so long, animation meant huge teams, ridiculously expensive software, or just years and years of specialized training. But what if? What if that barrier to entry suddenly got a whole lot lower? And look, the secret to making this happen, it's not some magic make animation button. It's all about unlocking a powerful hybrid workflow. The real key here is knowing which AI to use for which part of the job. Once you get that, you can create professional-looking animations way faster than you ever thought possible. All right, so where does any great animation start? It all begins with a story. This is your creative blueprint. And you know what? Right from the get-go, AI can be an absolutely incredible co-pilot. So, for the script itself, you could brainstorm with something like ChatGPT to punch up your dialogue, or maybe use a model like Grok to throw in some plot twists you didn't see coming. And for the narration, AI voice generators can spit out a clean, expressive voiceover in just a few minutes. It's absolutely perfect for testing out different tones without ever having to set up a microphone.
Hey, Tony, look at me.
And here we go. This is probably the most important idea in this entire process. We're going to split the work in two. For all the creative, nitty-gritty, detailed stuff, we'll use local AI. That's AI running right on our own computer. Why? For total control. But for the really intense work, the heavy lifting, we're going to send that off to powerful online AI services up in the cloud. Let's dive into that first part of the strategy, building the world locally. Honestly, I love this part. You got to think of yourself as a digital artisan in your own workshop. You've got total control. You can tinker, you can experiment with every single little detail until it's perfect. So what's in our local toolkit? We're using a program called Comfy UI. It's this super flexible tool that lets you basically build your own AI image workflows. And yeah, you'll want to run it on a pretty beefy graphics card like an RTX 4090. This is where you'll design your characters, paint these beautiful backgrounds, and even mock up quick little test animations just to see how things are flowing. But wait, why go through all the trouble of doing this on your own machine? Simple. It comes down to two things: creative freedom and money. You can generate thousands of variations of your characters and scenes for, well, basically for free. This gives you absolute control to dial in the exact look you're going for, without watching those online credits just rack up and drain your wallet. Okay, so all our artisan work is done. The blueprints are perfect. Now it's time to go from the cozy workshop to the high-powered factory. We're shifting everything to the cloud to handle the final production, and to do it at incredible speed. Our main tool for this phase is an online service called Freebeat.ai. Its purpose is really straightforward. It handles the final, high-definition animation rendering. And as a huge bonus, it's also got Suno AI built right in, which is this fantastic tool for generating a custom, totally copyright-safe musical score for your animation. How cool is that? So, just how big of a difference does this shift to the cloud really make? Well, let's say you tried to render that final animation on that beast of a local graphics card. You'd be sitting there waiting for hours. And that's not just annoying, it's a complete killer for your creative flow. But what if you take those exact same files and just upload them to the cloud with Freebeat.ai? That same job is finished in minutes. This isn't just a little bit better. This is a total, absolute game changer. And that, right there, is the hybrid advantage in a nutshell. It's not about picking local or online. It's about using both for what they do best. This gives you a process that's both deeply creative and incredibly, incredibly fast. So let's just lay out the entire workflow, start to finish. 1. You start with your script and voice using AI assistants. 2. You move to local design in Comfy UI. 3. You prototype with some quick tests. 4. You send it all to the cloud for the heavy lifting with Freebeat.ai. And 5. You assemble everything in your favorite editing software. It's a clean, repeatable process. And when you break it all down like this, you can see the simple logic behind it, right? Every phase of the project has the perfect tool for that specific job, from getting creative ideas at the start to having granular artistic control in the middle, and then just pure raw speed at the very end. So what does this all really mean for you, the creator? This isn't just some technical guide. What we're looking at is a doorway into a whole new era of animation, an era where independent creators can get results that not too long ago were only possible for massive studios. And you don't have to take my word for it. The source material really drives this home, saying that the time you save on rendering with a service like Freebeat.ai is, and I'm quoting here, enormous compared to doing it locally, even on a top-of-the-line GPU. That's the core of it right there. And that is the real takeaway here. This whole hybrid strategy, it does more than just save you a bunch of time. It really, truly democratizes animation. It's lowering the barriers and putting tools that deliver professional-grade results directly into the hands of independent creators just like you. And that kind of brings us to our final thoughts. Look, this specific workflow is one really powerful example, but the principle behind it can be adapted to all sorts of things. So the question I want to leave you with is this. When you think about your own creative projects, what's the right balance between local control and online power for you? Thanks so much for tuning in.
Christmas Eve in New York. The city's all dressed up in lights, but it's got a black heart. Me? I'm just a broke detective. This town's full of sharks, gangsters cruising the streets thinking they're untouchable, snitches who talk too fast, their eyes screaming secrets they'll never spill. And her, the dame with a stare that cuts like a knife playing a game where nobody wins. Bars hum with whispers of betrayal. Taxis tear through the night, carrying men with more problems than me. Guns get drawn, tempers flare, and then, boom, one wrong move, and the whole damn place goes up in flames. My office fan spins, same as my head, trying to make sense of it all. But the streets don't care. They're littered with trash, cats, and broken dreams. Tonight's gonna be a long one, and it's only getting darker.